Hello, welcome to episode 5 of our Let's Play Hearts of Iron 3 as Italy. Remember from last time that the big news was that, well, we conquered France. So that about a third of the European France is ours, along with Northern Africa. As you can see, that we've also conquered a decent chunk of Egypt and moving into, well, the Palestine area, I suppose. Yeah, Ethiopia and Somalia has fallen. So, we're doing alright. Actually, we say we're doing alright, we're doing pretty good. Japan's doing pretty well as well. They've beat nationalist China, and you can see they're kicking France's arse into China. Oh, and we are still at war with France, despite the fact that they've been conquered. Actually, they've surrendered twice. You see, Japan's also moving into Malaya and Borneo. And the only place where we are really doing poorly at the moment is along the frontier with Greece, where we just didn't have anywhere enough soldiers to contain them. And they've pushed through, but we've done alright. We've held Tirana and Skopje, which is our main objectives in the area. And right now our soldiers are starting to arrive on the Greek front. The ones that were conquering Italy are France for us. I keep getting France and Italy mixed up. Oh, mechanical computing machine level 2, that's actually really good. That improves our technology research rates by, well, you saw 2%, which isn't something we sneezed at. Now what I'm doing is just moving my naval bombers, with some of them at least, to and a few garrisons as well, just to protect, well, I suppose this is Brittany. A few fighters there as well. Just some naval bombers to attack convoys around Britain. France has felt the shame of defeat. Indeed they have. And some German U-boats operating off our coast. I'm not sure they'll actually find too many convoys in that particular area, but, well, they'll find a few. But I mean, I've captured the Suez Canal, so there can't be too many convoys going through the Mediterranean. I suppose they might hug the coast of France if they've got to head around Africa anyway. No, really? Oh, I suppose they have to have the convoys that are heading out to Japan. No, they'll take the Panama Canal. I don't know. There'll be a few but not many convoys in that part of the world. Well, they've got to have convoys to come and take the, feed these soldiers. Yeah, I set the AI up to take North Africa for me. We've done alright, but not as well as I'd have hoped. But I mean, the AI, that's what they do. Good, but not great. seems kind of fortunate here that the Greek forces have actually managed to overextend themselves and they can't really advance across the entire front that they've managed to create. And that's probably more than anything, that's what's enabled me to hold on to Tirana and Skopje, is that they've got those 3 divisions north of there that can't really do much. Or, well, I suppose they could, but just they can't operate very effectively there, and they could if they were actually attacking directly towards Tirana and Skopje. But it doesn't matter. I mean, you just sort of got my 5 Alpini divisions like right there. I mean, 5 of my elite divisions versus 3 ordinary Greek infantry divisions. I don't think that's going to end well for the Greeks. Yeah, the AI isn't exactly great here. It's finishing those guys off. Like, at least 1 Marine division's encircled there, and they're just kind of sitting there and just letting it do, you know, doing nothing to get rid of it. Yeah, obviously I sent a few divisions to Africa without their engineer brigades. Well, it's not that important. There aren't a lot of rivers in North Africa, except for the Nile. And I suppose the Tigris and Euphrates, since hopefully we'll get into Iraq. Well, I say hopefully, there's not very much stopping us. Get those convoys. Oh, the Greeks are attacking. But I mean, 2 divisions? That's not going to be enough to drive us out of our... I mean, they're fairly well entrenched positions by now. It's not really anything to be concerned about. Well, actually, it does look like they're gaining ground in south there. But... another infantry corps just showing up. I suppose I really should actually at least try to encircle those 4 divisions up around Boslegrad. Yeah, I should. Well, I mean, I'm gonna win anyway. I hope. Whoa, my armoured divisions are surrounded. How the fuck did that happen? Okay, transport ships, go pick them up. Yep, we are losing. I really hope we don't bump into the British fleet when we try and evacuate these soldiers. Okay. one more day. And how did that get turned around so quickly? It's like we had them surrounded and cut off from supplies, and then suddenly, well, we're not cut off from supplies, but we're surrounded and we're retreating. Okay. Well, we cannot load onto the boats while they're in combat. Maybe we can order them to retreat to the boats? No? Bugger. Bugger. See, I could have... If I'd have thought about that a bit more, I could have taken one of those divisions off, no problems. But now, because really I was just waiting because I wanted to do it on one trip, it looks like I'm going to lose both of these divisions. I can't order them to do anything. Hopefully somehow they'll arrive and listen, and despite having no organisation, it's not going to make any sense. Whatever. Hopefully they'll win this battle here, which they are actually winning. That's very surprising. Yep, we've won. Now retreat to the boats. Retreat to the boats. Okay. So you're gonna have to go to Misrata and do the same thing. Oh no. Okay. Or just break out over land. There we go. But of course now they've got no supplies, they're going to run out of fuel soon. Oh good, the infantry division's coming to help them. Oh, this is shit. We've lost the Battle of Kosovo versus Greece. Whoa. That's only one province. And now we've got plenty of forces here. Kind of got distracted by saving the, well, trying to save those two armoured divisions in North Africa, but Greece can look after itself now. See, they're out of fuel. Yeah, they can't move anymore. So, I suppose we're just gonna have to wait until they get rescued. It doesn't seem like gonna have, yeah. They're not gonna last much longer, and those two are. They're going to die. Bugger, 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 bugger. I better get some replacements here. Mm-hmm. Man. Okay, let's just deal with the Greeks. Well, at least we're killing more British than we're losing. Well, I say that, but we're about to lose 14,000 soldiers. Well, about to, I think we just have lost 14,000 soldiers. Yep, Germany come save me. Oh man, oh, they're fighting Belgium and Holland. Seems a bit pointless after France is gone, but I suppose it cleans up the borders a bit. Although really it does also increase the amount of coastline we have to defend. It's only a submarine fleet, or flotilla. Nothing important there. Here goes the encirclement. But we're only going to surround, looks like 2 divisions. But still, eliminating 2 divisions is better than eliminating none. Oh, we've also lost the 3rd. We've only got 2 armoured divisions left in that entire corps. Man, that's taken a beating. We've lost the Battle of Tirana. Alright, well, I suppose it doesn't really matter now, we've held on to it long enough. Time to start driving the Greeks back. And the convoys are just gradually being whittled down, which is unfortunate because we need those to keep up our, I was about to say North African offensive, but I think that's a bit misleading at the moment. And we're going to be fighting, like the British soldiers that were fighting in East Africa are probably going to be transferring to North Africa pretty soon. So I mean, things are only going to get worse for us there. We've lost Tirana, but no big deal at this point. Actually, it looks like the British just going to grab it back. Oh, I reckon. Oh, those soldiers don't have much organisation. But we'll see what happens. They're cool, surrounded 1 division. I think there's another one just north of, what's that, Vlastunis? Surrounded 2 divisions. And it really just looks like Greece does not have anywhere near enough to actually defend the line they hold in Albania. So to be honest, despite what it looks like, I don't think Greece is actually going to last much longer. I mean, things are a bit confused in Albania itself, but we've got, what, 10 divisions? Maybe a bit more? That are going to be facing, it looks like 2 Greek divisions. and the kind of Macedonia area. So I mean, once they break through the mountains around Odessa, Greece just won't be able to last that much longer, I don't think. Now I've kind of got an advantage here compared to the Italy versus Greek conflict historically, because I've captured southern Yugoslavia, whereas in reality the Italians were attacking out of Albania into Greece. And over that narrow front they couldn't really use the numerical superiority the way that I can here. And of course the Greeks could set up, they could defend a shorter front much easier than they can defend the kind of front they've got here. I mean, it's essentially doubled the length of the border between Italy and Greece. So I don't know. But yeah. In retrospect, maybe I should have probably taken a corps or two out of the African. Probably only one infantry corps and sent it over here to help stiffen the border a bit. Just because it would be a bit easier if we didn't have to recapture these mountains that we lost at the start. The Hungarian sector of France, thanks to me breaking the game in the last episode, Normandy is now Hungarian. And I was thinking about how I managed to break it last episode, and I'm pretty sure what I usually do is I send an offer to Germany to join their war and then just accept their war goals. But just because of the nature of the Second War and the way it starts, Germany didn't actually have any war goals on France, but because I declared my war separately, that means that even though Germany was the leader of the Axis, my war goals were the only ones we were actually fighting for. So, just as a matter of peace, those were the ones that we got. So I'm not sure if that's like I don't suppose it is like an exploit of the game mechanics. Like Italy is completely ahistorical for Italy to have taken. Well, I say 2/3 of France, so it's probably actually only about a third. A decent chunk of France. Especially considering that these ports along Cherbourg and the coast south Brittany and the port south of it were specifically wanted by the Germans for U-boat bases. They didn't have to sneak through the English Channel or up around Iceland. I mean, I cannot see Germany actually letting anyone else take those ports from them. Especially since my army didn't actually do that. It's a few episodes back now and I could go look, but I'm pretty sure I only barely made it past Marseille. Well, I said barely. I think I actually got a fair way past Marseille, but there wasn't much resistance at that point. Germany captured far more of France than I did, but I got what was left over. Oh, whatever, let's just deal with Greece now. So we've driven them back to their border and they've got one division guarding three provinces. Recaptured Tirana and there's no one facing us in Albania. They're rushing a few soldiers across, but they're just going to get hammered. Well, they launched a counterattack. Good for them. I mean, it doesn't look like it's actually going to do them any good, but trying is better than not doing nothing, I suppose. Oh look, here comes the Hungarians to help out. Winning some battles against Iraq there. Oh cool, we're advancing fairly well there actually. I mean, I haven't looked for a while, but for some reason I just assumed they were just kind of stuck in Suez. But no, they're advancing into Jordan and Palestine, but yeah. Yeah. It looks like they've pretty much abandoned the Thracian part of Greece. So, just spread out, grab what we can. I mean, hey, there's some Germans helping out. They've actually managed to get a fair few divisions from somewhere. Oh, Singapore's fallen. Well done, Japan. Japan's actually doing really well this game. Half the time I play with Japan, they just do next to nothing. Captured Singapore, Hong Kong, I think, fairly certain. I mean, they defeated China, so capturing Hong Kong would be nothing. They actually launched a decent campaign in Indochina. Yeah. Capturing Thessalonica is actually one of the victory points we need to get. Still a big chunk there. Playing this really cautiously. Like, I know I'm going to beat Greece. I don't think they really have a chance of defeating me, especially since I've got so many German and Hungarian troops up here helping me out. No need to take any risks. Just maintain our fronts. Slowly drive them back. Wait till they collapse, because I mean they're going to collapse soon enough. The counterattacks being hammered, the morale must be getting pretty second rate. And I've just got a steady stream of reinforcements coming in. Cool, captured Salonika. From memory, Greece only has like 3 victory points. And Salonika's probably, accounts for 20% or so of them. Anyway, they didn't even put up any defense, but yeah, every single Greek soldier I can see is retreating. And the front line's got more gaps in it than it does actually defensive positions. So I'm guessing it's time to just drive straight through. Lost some more submarines. Yeah, just sit back. Like, it's good to sink those convoys, but it's not actually critical at this point in time. And I mean, our naval bombers are actually sort of slowly doing the work for us. Submarines just don't really fit into my strategy at this point. Well, I mean, I'm not putting any research into them, so I hope they never fit into my strategy at any point, otherwise I am going to have very obsolete submarines. But you can't really cover everything. Desire is actually a really good admiral there. Actually, I say really good, he's obviously my best by a long way. But we'll save him for like a battle fleet. Things in North Africa, I can't tell whether they're slowly going well or whether they're slowly going poorly. Like that enclave, we're winning a battle there. But that enclave's fairly huge and fairly... I mean, they've held that for a long time. It looks like we're slowly driving them back in the Middle East, but... I don't know, I'm not optimistic to be honest. Right now, some armoured divisions will be actually pretty useful. But all of our remaining ones are in North Africa. And of course we've actually lost 60% of our armoured troops in this war. And I don't even know how we lost one of them, but... man. When you say it like that, it sounds really bad. Just casually, yeah, we've lost 60% of our armoured forces. I mean, we're winning, but... shouldn't have left it up to the AI, I should have been doing it myself, even though I was doing a pretty second-rate job, just because it's having to fight, you know, 2 fronts at the same time, well, 3 fronts at the same time. I mean, it made sense to give it to the AI, but they just weren't capable of operating over such a broad area, I don't think. Where have the rest of my Alpine troops gone? They're sitting up there in Skopje, aren't they? Yeah. Well, they're obviously not needed. It actually looks like we're going to surround most of the Greek army in Aceh, or Epirus, or whatever that bit there, against the Adriatic Sea. I mean, that's the 3rd Corps of the 1st Army. Drive down and capture Amphissa. It looks like the bulk of the Greeks will just be driven back into the sea. Especially if we capture, what's that, Kerkyra? Then they'll have no supplies. That'll just be... well, at that point it won't even be a fight. Cool, we've reached the Iraqi border. And we've managed to capture one of the ports back of the British. So that must cut down their supply lines by a bit. Finland's mobilising. That's... oh, I suppose they're actually just threatened by all the warfare going on in Europe. Or actually, maybe it's a bit late for the Winter War. I don't think the Soviet Union has actually attacked them. Well, no, they must have. Or have they? Is that the regular border? Oh, I can't know. I don't know. We've surrounded a fair few more divisions. Advancing on Athens. They've got one garrison division defending it. I cannot see that lasting. Oh no, not at the rate they're losing organisation. Athens won't last much longer. Yeah, we've won Athens. Only took 108 casualties. I think Greece actually has high national unity, so I'm going to have to capture Crete before they'll surrender. I think. Yeah, I could go and check, but we'll find out soon enough. Cool, we're advancing to Iraq. Making progress. At least on that front. More fighting in Athens. They're losing even worse than they are last time. So that time we only took 23 casualties. Captured the Greek capital for, what, less than 200 dead? All dead, wounded and missing, I suppose. So obviously capturing Athens wasn't enough. We'll just occupy the rest of Greece. I mean, their forces are scattered, and most of them surrounded. So they're not going to build up much resistance at all. Just whatever those forces left in Peloponnnesia are the only ones that are going to be able to put up a fight. But even that's going to be not much. So yeah, Crete's the last victory position. 87.7% of the way to surrendering. So yeah, we're going to have to capture Crete. Oh, we don't really need Crete. It won't add anything. You know, we've captured Egypt, we've got the Dodecanese Islands there. Capturing Crete kind of adds nothing. Well, I suppose yeah. It adds nothing, but we don't really lose anything by taking it either. So, we'll see what we feel like. It looks like those forces in Peloponnnesia don't have any organisational morale anyway. So even though they're the only ones that are in a position to put up a fight, they're not actually capable of doing so. Now we can cross over that strait there. Well, that's good to know. We have run out of transport ships. We will need those. Well, it's not we will need those, we do need those. So many armoured divisions. Yeah, we don't need the destroyers just yet. I mean, again, they'll be useful, but not necessarily right now. Can't reach Rose Island because the Greek fleet is in the way. But yeah, other fleets move now, so we should. Oh no, still can't get there. Thought we could just walk to that place. Kefalonia. No, we'll just go to Chaldika. It would be nice if nations of Spain were actually in the Axis. I mean, they're getting there, slowly towards us. Well, no one's even trying to influence them. I mean, I would, but I'd have to cut back on my research, and I don't want to do that. I mean, I was going to say 18 months. I'm probably actually nearer to 2 years behind in my research at this point. I'm slowly getting further behind. So taking more off and putting it into diplomacy, it's not going to happen. But we can walk to there. The fleet must still be in the Eastern Ionian Sea. Whereas now they're in port in the south. Okay, we can't walk to that island. But again, there's no reason to capture that. So, it's no big deal. Well, I suppose Britain could use it as a naval base. Yeah, that is a good point. Although any British ship should actually go that far into the Mediterranean, I mean, this supply line is going to be very vulnerable. So it wouldn't be that huge of a loss, it would just give us more convoys to sink. Looks like the final battle for Greece. There you go. No Greek forces left on mainland Europe. Actually, I think that's no Allied forces left on mainland Europe. Oh, except for Gibraltar. Oh. Yep. They've still got that pocket there. Oh, I reckon this might be a good point to end, seeing as how we just conquered, well, mainland Greece. I'm not sure what to say about Africa. It's kind of... It started off bad, but it's getting kind of average now. Well, no, it started off good at the start of this episode, then it turned to shit when we lost those 2 armoured divisions. But it's been slowly getting better. Oh, I say that, and I notice now they've actually just recaptured that port. But as you can see, I'm taking command of the situation here myself. Not going to let the AI muck around here any longer. But that's obviously going to be the thing next episode. We've got to stop mucking around in North Africa. Like, I'm just losing too many soldiers out in this fight, and oh well. See you all in the next episode. Hope you're enjoying it. And, well, I was going to say hopefully things go a bit better, but they're actually going pretty well, I think. I'll see you later.